Hello everybody, welcome. No live stream, but we are here today. We're pre-recording this one because I'm not feeling quite well enough to stream, but I can pre-record this for you to watch later on this evening, now as you're watching it, whilst I have a rest this evening due to fibro. Those of you who know that I suffer from fibromyalgia. I'm currently in the middle of a flare, so bear with me as we do this video. I am putting it out for you despite some illness. So, I have chosen our service. We're going to run 1S57, 1 Sierra 47, sorry. 10:25 departure from Plymouth to Exeter St David's. And we are running a Voyager. The stream title, as you saw, or the video title, is a voyage on the Riveria line, or Riveria line voyage, and we're going to get right into it. Penzance to Edinburgh. We're not going to do the full run, just Plymouth to Exeter. Let's jump in. It takes about an hour, and then we'll do another run after that. As you know, on the stream we try to do a couple of runs. Let's go. I'm just going to tweak these sound levels a little bit. There we are. I'm just waiting for it to load. There we are. 1S47 Penzance to Edinburgh. Voyager Class 220 XC. I will show you the livery we have downloaded from Creators Club as well as we get started. Like so. Here we are at Plymouth. And we are running the Voyager in Virgin livery today. So there we are. Downloaded from the Creators Club. I think this is by someone called Tom Hill. So if you are watching and your name is Tom Hill, well done. I love it. Let's go and sort the train out. Get the right markers on. Master key would help. Those ones as well. To reverse it into forwards and unlock our doors. We don't have anything else currently. Oh, we do have something else in Plymouth. We have one of these. What's this? Oh, interesting. Let's go to 8 camera. We are on 8 camera. We've got what looks to be a rail tour sat in here. Some kind of rail tour of some description. A 47. Royal County of Berkshire is visiting Plymouth with a rail tour by the looks of it. It's quite an interesting turn up. But our train is over here. This is our Voyager. Quite interesting that we don't have any GWR stuff currently in the station. This is our train here. We're going to lock our doors and be ready for our departure, I suppose. So our first stop is Totnes. So we will. Here we are. There's a cross-country service with a Virgin livery. We'll just have to roll with it, I suppose. So accelerate up to 25 miles an hour as we depart. We will, of course, point out my old house as we pass, because we haven't done that enough anyway. Jump out. It's this one here. one there. There we are. Now you know. I used to live there. Right, past the Eye Infirmary, or the old Eye Infirmary, on the left. Like so. Underneath Mutley Cup Arc, which is above us here. And then we have Mutley Baptist Church, which is just up the road. It's a church that I go to quite a bit for choir. I've got a choir with a charity that I do. The church, of course, I used to work at. Accelerating up to 55 as we pass under this tunnel. There's an 802. Approaching Plymouth. We are speeding slightly. Except now we're not, because the speed restriction limit, whatever you want to call it, is in place. And increased. Up through Lipson. Lipson Vale is on the right. Just with the school there, that's now a cooperative academy. Lipson Vale. With the entrance to Lara Depot and the Triangle on the right hand side. You can just see Lara Depot down there. Looks like there's an HST in there, a couple of HSTs in there today. There's another one there, 2-car unit, 2 power cars. Which is correct. They have got 2 power cars stabled up there at the moment, so that's cool. Up alongside the Embankment Road on the left, and then that goes towards Marsh Mills or Plymouth Road or whatever it's called. And then we've got the estuary here with Cheltenham Meadow and Saltram Estate over the other side of the river. It is missing a little bit of the architecture that is over there. There's a few little buildings and things, but I'm not going to worry too much about that. Why we've dropped down to 35, I don't know. Let's get our speed up. We'll do 8 camera as we pass Marsh Mills roundabout. So we're passing the Marsh Mills Sainsbury's. That's just there with the iconic sails. Quite distinctive. And we come round this bend and into Tavistock Junction. And if you're local to Plymouth, you'll know the Speedway is around here. And also that this junction used to obviously diverge and go up through the Marsh Mills area, up to Plymouth Valley, and up to Tavistock. And now there is a small heritage railway there, Plymouth Valley Railway. It's a very small 1 mile section of track with some locos. They've got a couple of pacers on there as well. They bought a couple of pacers in the recent years. Very good little railway. We're going to accelerate up to 80. We'll find a good camera angle. Now, departing Plymouth, passing through Plimpton. And on our way to Totnes, we'll pass through Ivy Bridge. Not stopping at Ivy Bridge, but we will pass through it. Giving it plenty of power up this gradient. As we head towards various areas of the track like Dainton and Hemerdon and Ashburton sort of direction. Apologies for my phone going nuts there, I don't know what's going on. So we are needing to slow down ever so slightly. Down to 60. Just managing our speed as we go along this section of track. So we'll pass through Ivy Bridge and then we'll go through Bitterford and various other little areas, South Brent, etc. Trying not to pull any cables out of my ears or out of my microphone. Just creeped above 60, so we will slow down ever so slightly. So we're coming to the Bitterford area and Hemerdon. Hemerdon is a little way off actually. Bitterford is on the other side of Ivy Bridge. increase our power again if we climb the incline and the gradients. Now you will have to bear with me if I make mistakes. My brain is all over the place with the vibrate, so this is why we're recording this and not streaming it. We will endeavour to do our best, though. Take those out, they're annoying me. We need to increase our power again because, as I say, the gradients are a bit of a struggle. There we are, you see. There's an HST. 4+2. I'll go across this bridge. For the life of me, the name of this village area completely escapes me. Going through Ivy Bridge now, we are speeding. I've been through that village that we were just passed over, and I can't remember the name of it at all. I've been through it several times. Completely escaped me what it's called. Completely gone. Anyway, we'll worry about it later. If I can remember it, I'll stick it in some kind of caption or something when we come to editing the video. But at the time of recording it, for the life of me, I cannot remember the name of that village. Got a bit of mist rolling in. Very atmospheric. I like it. manage our power again. We are struggling with this power. And the fog is really rolling in now. Not sure where that's rolled in from, but there we are. We are on the edge of the moors. Perhaps it's rolled in off there. It's just over 7 miles to Totnes now. Excuse me while I make myself a bit more comfy. There we are. Let's try not to speed as we descend. Oh, that's awful. Don't you hate that? You go to an 8-camera shot and there's a tree in the way. Anyway, right. Onward we go. Through the tunnel. We seem to... Oh, there's an 802. There we are. We seem to have brought the fog with us. It's turned quite misty. It seems to be clearing a little bit here. Maybe as we get to Totnes and then head toward the coast a bit more, it might clear up. It seems to be clearing up now, actually. It just appears to be a bit of low-lying cloud on the hills, perhaps. There we are. So we are going downhill now into Totnes. It does appear to be a bit more clearer. And if that's an added feature that they've not mentioned, then that's quite cool. I like it. Something that I've not noticed before anyway. Maybe that's just me being ignorant. Who knows? Anyway, 2.3 miles to Totnes. We will have to slow down to 25. Yeah, see now as we've dropped back down from the hills, the weather has cleared up again, so that seems to be a cool feature. Maybe it's a route feature or something with the cloud. I don't know. It's cool though, I like it. Let's start to slow down. A little bit less braking, I think. I need to get down to 25, but I don't want to do it too quickly. Somewhere about there, I think, might be enough braking. We are. Yep, mind the gap. So we're coming into Totnes platform 2. And now, if you're wondering what these buildings are, or were, it's the old dairy. There used to be a dairy crest plant at Totnes, and these are effectively the remains of them. And I don't know if that's part of the new Dairy Crest area, but that's where Dairy Crest used to be. Used to do their milk deliveries from there. Let's lock our doors.
The next station is Newton Abbot. This is a cross-country service to Edinburgh Waverley.
Yep, we're not going all the way to Edinburgh Waverley. I'm sure it's possible by sort of playing the routes that are available. It is probably possible to do most of the run to Edinburgh Waverley from Penzance. If you're clever, you can kind of figure it out how to do it. There are obviously quite a few sections of that run missing from the game currently, but you could certainly do a large section of it. Let's accelerate out of Totnes, and as we do so, if we look to our left, I may have already passed it. I don't think we have. Maybe we did. No, I think we've already passed it. But it was the steam railway at Totnes. But we've already passed it. We didn't stop to have a look to see if there's anything there. Never mind. There'll be another opportunity, I'm sure. So we accelerate up to 60 for now, 55 even, around these bends, and head towards Newton Abbot, where of course you can catch the train to Torquay and Paynton, and also to Exmouth on the actual technical Riveria line. That's the main part. The main part of it is obviously between Torbay and Exmouth. That's the bit that is technically the Riviera line. This bit that we're on at the moment is the South Devon main line predominantly. Or you could call it all the Riviera line. It's down to however you want to name it. Some people get quite technical about the naming, I know. Right. We're having to manage our speed around some of these bends. So 5.3 miles, there's another 802 there passing us. I love that. I love this route. This is my new favourite route, it has to be. I mean, it's my local route, of course, so I'm going to be biased. But it is such a lovely scenic route as well. Let's give it a bit more power. As we make our way to Newton Abbot. Got about 4 different pings on Discord just now. 4 miles to Newton Abbot site. My brain is not with it today. Keep getting distracted. Right, it's focus. Focus. So we are, like I say, around 3 miles now from Newton Abbot, where obviously you can catch services to Exmouth, and Torquay and Paignton. Kind of the interchange there. Obviously you can go all the way to Exeter and change for Exmouth as well. Got this gradient that we have to just manage our speed on as we descend. Down towards Newton Abbot. As we approach Newton Abbot as well, we will start to see the line from Torquay and Paignton on the right hand side. So we will merge with that section of track. Just coming up now on the right hand side. Start to reduce our speed as we approach. Surprised we haven't got a speed reduction.
We are now approaching Newton Abbot.
Please mind the gap between the train and the platform and take care when stepping down from the train.
Just a bit of concentration as we come into Newton Abbot. Get our braking in the right sort of place. So we've got another Voyager just there on platform 2. And I have slightly not done enough braking here. Never mind. Never mind.
This is Newton Abbot.
We've stopped somewhere near the stop marker. I mean, we stopped at the stop marker for 8 to 10 car stop, which we are not. It doesn't matter too much. Platform announcement just playing out there. You can just hear the announcements over the train engines. There was a couple of other things that we had. There was a 150 there. It's now departed. Anyway, right. Newton Abbot has been called at. We are now headed to Exeter St David's, our final call.
Is Exeter St David's. This is a cross-country service to Edinburgh Waverley.
Now, I know we've had some day one patches and things, but I still don't think that they've patched this route to include Newton Abbot Racecourse, which obviously I have fed back to Matt Peddleton himself via their Discord. I haven't had a response yet, but I assume that it's something that they're going to discuss and find out why Newton Abbot Racecourse has not been included. It's there, it should be there, but there seemed to be a hedge instead of a racecourse there. So yeah, interesting. Most people probably wouldn't realise, however, because I'm a local to the route, I spot these things. But to most people, it probably wouldn't even be an issue. As we depart Newton Abbot, we come onto the faster section of track on this route. On this particular route in game, that is. Of course. In real life, we can get onto the Great Western Express sections and really get the hammer down. Pass the signal or the marker, and shortly we can accelerate all the way up to 90 as we come into the estuary of the River Exe. But I don't think that is the River Exe. River Exe is the other side, I think. Oh, I'm getting my geography all confused. Hang on. No, it's the River Tyne. Of course it is. It's the River Tyne. It's Teignmouth. So this is the River Tyne on the right hand side, or Tin, River Tyne, to give it its proper naming. So the River Tyne, and then that joins the River Exe. No, it doesn't. It goes out to sea. I'm talking nonsense. Ignore me. Like I say, we could blame it on the fibro. The Exe is further up we go through past that as we sort of go star-crossed sort of way. I'm talking complete nonsense, ignore me. AWS is pinging us. This is the River Tim. It obviously flows out to sea at Teignmouth. My brain is just not braining today at all. We seriously need to reduce our speed at this point as we come around here. That is quite a bend. You don't sort of notice those sort of things when you're a passenger, but driving the route, yeah, you certainly are aware of suddenly, oh, that's a bend. You don't really sort of sense it on board the trains. I don't, anyway. Right. Through Teignmouth, and if you're a follower of a particular genre of music, you'll know that the band Muse originally came from Teignmouth. That's where they started out. And we are now at the seawall. So we're now travelling along the seawall towards Dawlish. And of course it wouldn't be a video or a stream without a screenshot of the week, so we are going to do that as we are here along the seawall. Let's find a good place to be. There looks like quite a good place. That one, like so. I'll also screenshot it to the Xbox as well. There we are, and we are speeding apparently. As we pass through this shelter that they built to protect the trains against rockfall. That particular area is prone to it, I believe. We're missing the ocean again. The ocean's disappeared. There we go. It just spawned back in. Hopefully that gets patched quite soon. The water disappearing. Seems to be always around here. I've been stopped by AWS. It would seem. So let's correct that. There we are. That's corrected that issue. Apparently I took too long to hit the AWS button because we were looking at pretty things. Right. through the tunnel into Dawlish. Stop speeding. And get told off by the boss for speeding through Dawlish. Oh well. We'll take it. Up to 75 for this little bit and then down to 60 again, which is just ridiculous. Quite why we can go up to 75 and then straight back down to 60. Doesn't make any sense to me. I'm sure that's wrong. That feels wrong. Why would you allow trains to go up to 75 and then straight back down to 60? It doesn't make an awful lot of sense to me. It would be 60 along here the whole way, I would have thought. Approaching Fundens Park, or Dawlish Warren. And there's a 166. That's cool. 166s do the Exmouth branch. So that's very cool. I like that. Good to see that the full release has brought all those layers in. The sea has disappeared again. Give it a minute to load back in. There we go. Bit of a problem. Yeah. I'm sure. Oh, we've got temporary speed restrictions. So the only thing we have turned off at the moment is train faults. So we do have speed restrictions and other things in place. So let's reduce our speed down to 40. Ready for that speed restriction. I'm not sure why that's come up, but we'll follow it. And now we can go back up to, not sure what that was all about. So there we are. We can go back up to 75 now. Coming into Starcross. So we'll open the throttle up as we go through Starcross. See, now we're passing through the Powderham estate. The Powderham Castle just in the distance there. alongside the River X now. Exmouth is just over the other side, over in the distance. Over that way somewhere. It would be cool if they brought the Exmouth side of this line to the route, but as Matt has said, there are no current plans to do so. I'm sure if a third party wanted to make the Exmouth branch, there would be nothing stopping them. Just as if anyone who wanted to make Plymouth to St Austell, for example, to add to the route in that direction, they could do so. But we wait and see. I think is always a good line to take with this game. Wait and see. I remember Matt Peddleston once saying there were no plans currently to bring Riviera Line to Train Sim World. But here we are playing Riviera Line on Train Sim World 6. So you never know. So, pootling along at 100 miles an hour now as we approach Exeter. Onto the motorway. We'll have to slow down before too long. Approaching Marsh Barton. Less said about that the better. And as we exit the other side of Marsh Barton, we'll reduce our speed down, ready for the 75. We've got yellows, followed by red, and a 45 speed reduction. So we will slow down. Passing through Exeter to St Thomas. And into our last stop, which is Exeter, St David's. Waiting for the announcement. Oh, game froze for a minute there. I'm not sure what's happening. An HST just leaving Exeter. And the game is having a few little problems. The 150 there on the other platform. We've slightly overshot there our stop marker, but I'm calling that a good stop. We haven't just gone straight through and into the red signal and spat.
This is a cross-country service to Edinburgh Waverley. The next
The posters took a little while there. Messages, they answered. Summer 2024, season 2. It was a year ago. There we go, we got silver. Quite why we got silver, I don't know. Probably to do with the speeding. But that's our first run. We will return to the timetable. No, we'll return to timetable and see where we're at. And we'll run from Exeter to Paignton in our next run. And we've run an achievement. Exhibitionist. Complete a scenario using your own created livery. It's not my livery. But thank you for the achievement anyway, Xbox. Right, we are staying with the Voyager. But what we're going to do is just back out slightly. And we are going to just run one of these other ones. We'll go with the refurbish. I know some people have said to me, do a service with that, so we'll do that. We want a service to Paignton, and I can't seem to find one, which is slightly annoying because they do run into Paignton. Perhaps that's not the case. Hang on, Paignton to Birmingham New Street. So we can go out to Paignton. I want to go into Paignton. There doesn't seem to be one going into Paignton. Why is that? Nope. There we go. Bristol Temple Meads to Paignton. So it's earlier than our service we've just done. But we'll do that one. Driver, of course. And then let's have a look at this livery that we downloaded by Train Sim Liveries by SR. And if you've ever used Creative Club, I'm sure you will have come across his liveries or their liveries. I don't want to assume gender, of course. There we go. Right. Let's have a look at the livery. There we are. It's a really nice livery. I really like it. Let's get the master key on. Let's get our safety systems set up. Our headlights to day. Just skip. There we go. And then our reverser to forward. We are ready to go. We're just loading the passengers. Let's shut the doors. Ready for departure. Close them about half a minute to 20 seconds before departure, of course.
The next station is Newton Abbot. This is a cross-country service to Paynton.
The line to Exmouth is just banking away to the left and slightly up the hill there. And we're already speeding out of Exeter. I'm just looking. There's a canal or a river on the left hand side as you leave Exeter. I'm just looking for that. Should be here somewhere. There's NATO 2 coming in. Just the other side of this church, I think, somewhere. Just I've done the scenery right, it should be here somewhere. Not seen it yet. It's over there. These houses are in the way. I don't think they're there in real life. Alright, she'll have to have another look. Yeah. Not completely convinced that's correct. Anyway, onwards we go to Marsh Barton. Through Marsh Barton now, accelerating up to 80, 90 miles an hour to 100. Where it's and then onto Newton Abbot, obviously back the way we came, as far as Newton Abbot, and then down to Tor, Torquay and Paynton. Only 12 miles, not the longest hop, but give you an opportunity to look at the livery a bit more. Really good job. I really like it. So we've got that speed restriction is showing up again. Okay, so we passed the speed restriction. This time it was in a slightly different place. There's another voyager. Ten miles out from Newton Abbot now, of course. The ocean or the river or whatever appears to be behaving itself at the moment. It's not disappearing. Up to 80 for a little bit, and then down to 70. Thunder's Park in the distance there, as we approach Dawlish Warren. I forgot to slow down in time. There we go. along the sea wall now as we race into Dawlish. .150 just passing us. We are speeding through Dawlish again. Never mind. Got to remember it's 60 through that. Constantly forget. Now we can... Nope, not yet. I'm going to get marked down by the game for speeding through Dawlish, of course. Through these tunnels where me and my daughter play daytime, nighttime. Ready? Nighttime, daytime, nighttime, daytime. That's basically what we do. A quick demonstration for you of the game that me and my daughter play as we go through these tunnels. And one more. Nighttime. It would appear I don't have my lights on. I do have them on, I promise. Daytime. There we are. Right, that's enough of that. Slow down to 60. It's good seeing all sorts of traffic as well now. With the extra layers, the route felt a bit empty before. As much as there was the 150, the 802, and of course this Voyager, it did feel a bit empty. Now we've got the 166 and the HST going up and down as well. And I believe the 158 layers in. Does make life seem a little bit more busy on this route. 5.3 miles left to go to Newton Abbot. And I'm already speeding. What's new? Through Teignmouth. Back along the Tin Estuary as we head towards Newton Abbot now. So back along the estuary to Newton Abbot and then onwards to Torquay and Paynton. apply some more power. So we can increase our speed. Just have a look. We are call it Newton Abbot, Torquay and Paynton, so we're not stopping at Tor. That's worth remembering. Start to reduce our speed. And reduce our speed again down to 40. We've got the HST coming out with Newton Abbot. Do you want to slow down quite a bit quicker than that? We've got a red signal, which is, I believe it's approach control.
And take care when stepping down from the train.
Going into platform 1. Which is where services to Exmouth and Paynton. A light and pickup. Most of the time anyway.
This is Newton Abbot. This is a cross-country service to Paynton. The next station is Torquay.
Torquay. Not pronounced like that. Torquay is its pronunciation. Torquay just makes it sound like a bad pronunciation of Turkey. There we are. Right. There's a 150 parked there, and I'm not sure why. That's going to Exmouth, so I think because we've come in on this line, they've routed the 150 onto platform 3. But normally, they're on this line. Anyway. Well, certainly services into painting are on this line.
The next station is Torquay. This is a cross-country service to Paynton.
Yep. That's right. We are a service to Paynton. Up to 60 then. Nearly at Torquay now, only 3 miles away. So, 2.1 miles to Torquay now. Just managing the speed here. So we are on this gradient. 45 apparently. Way too fast now. I didn't spot that. Slow down a little bit as we approach Torquay. This is Tor, where you'll find Tor Abbey.
We are now approaching Torquay.
Please mind the gap between the train and the platform, and take care when stepping down from the train.
These announcements are great, but there's one announcement that I really want, and of course, those of you who are regular viewers know what one that is. I am, of course, talking about if you see something that doesn't look right, speak to staff or text the British Transport Police on 61016. We'll sort it. See it, say it, sorted.
This is Torquay. This is a cross-country
Whether it's because it's British Transport Police owned and therefore Dovetail don't have a license to use it or not, I don't know, but there we are. It'd be nice if we could have that in game as well occasionally coming up. But yeah. Yes. There we are. Right. I've just realised as well that our banner and everything hadn't. Yeah, okay. That's fine. Right, we're just loading passengers, and then we have a little bit of time to wait. A couple of minutes. And then off we go on our way into Paynton, the beach. And the sea is just visible that window there. I see quite a famous hotel that's here. not 40 Towers. I know many of you are thinking Torquay 40 Towers. That is not 40 Towers Hotel. That is another hotel. I think it's called the Grand. And then Torquay Station just here. Having to wait a couple of minutes. Not quite sure why it's such a long wait time here at Torquay, but there we are. It is what it is. Whether it's because we're waiting for another train coming out, I don't know. It's not a single section. No, it's double line all the way down, so it's not as if we're waiting for anything. And there are Paynton to Exmouth service there, so perhaps we are waiting for that. I don't know. Paynton Reversal Part 1, that's train there at Paynton. Who knows? There's a couple of trains already now in at Paynton Queen's Park, Paynton Steam Railway, of course. Now we've got full access to all our content that has populated. I'm not sure. Right. Let's close our doors, ready to depart. They seem to have closed all right. There's no faults or anything there. And let's make our way to Paynton.
The next station is Paynton. This is a cross-country service to Paynton.
So 1.5 miles to Paynton. So not very far at all. And then that will be the end of our run and the end of this video. I nearly said stream. It was going to be a stream, like I said early on. We were going to stream this evening. Unfortunately, due to illness on my part, I'm not quite up to streaming, but I have produced this video for you ahead of time, which you're now watching on the channel, hopefully. If you have liked what you've seen, please consider liking and subscribing. It does help the channel out. And hopefully, health and everything being well, we will be back to full streaming next week. There's 150, that's the 150 we were looking at, departing Paynton. We are having to reduce our speed down to 15 mile an hour. There's a red signal before that though, which I would like to think that red signal will clear before we get into Paynton. This could be a problem. It may be another approach control. I'm not familiar with the signalling around Paignton. Whether it's another approach control or not, I'm not sure. Anyway, we will just take our time getting into Paignton. We're not rushing it. We've got a couple of minutes before we're due anyway. We'll reduce our speed down to 15. We've got that red signal. Come on.
We are now approaching Paignton.
Please mind the gap between the train and the platform.
Yeah, there appears to be a train at the station. I'm assuming that we're not going into that platform. We're going into platform 2, which is the right-hand side. There we go. That is an approach control then. So we should see a set of points ahead of us. There they are. And we will go into platform 2 on the right-hand side. Speeding slightly. Let's reduce that down. Over the level crossing. And there's one of our steam engines at the Paignton and Dartmouth Steam Railway. Unload our passengers. We'll have a look just over here. In fact, I might have to go into 8 camera to do it. Let's do that. 8 camera. There's our Voyager that we've just driven. And a 150. And then if we pop down here slightly, we have a Jubilee. Swaziland is visiting the South Devon. Sorry, not the South Devon. The Paignton and Dartmouth steam rail. South Devon is at Totnes. Visiting Loco for the season, it would seem. Ready to run a service out to Kingswear. And then we've got an 8F or something over there. There we are at Paignton Queen's Park. Lock our doors. Lock our doors. I've opened some doors. Let's run back to our Voyager. And there we go. We got a gold for that. Probably to do with speeding again. I imagine. There we go. Thank you very much for watching the video. I'm sorry it wasn't a full stream, but we hopefully, like I say, we'll be back to full strength next week, where we can do a stream for you. Thank you very much. Like and subscribe, like I said. I will see you very soon. Okay. Take care for now. Bye-bye.